What's up, sluts?
Excuse me?
Sorry, that was my way of trying to get across that this is going to be a casual video. I don't know why I immediately resorted to insulting you. My apologies. Here we go.
Say hi.
Anyways, let's revert back to what I usually say. Hello, my lovely friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Joanna, but you can call me Jo, and this is Joan. This is my little cat. Today I'm doing my first YouTube challenge, which I'm a bit nervous for because I've never done one of these. I've never thought I would do one of these. However, I think that this one I can feasibly do, so that's why I'm going to attempt it. Like most modern people, I am always attached to my phone. I depend on it way too much. Instead of sitting on my phone all day today, I've decided to swap my screen time for reading time. 5 hours, 27 minutes seems like a pretty good time to read, so we're gonna do it. I have kind of shot myself in the foot with the book I'm reading. I've finally started It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to actually get me to sit down and read it. If I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it on camera. I started this book yesterday. I'm currently on page 100. I feel pretty lukewarm about it so far, but I thought I'd give you my thoughts before we start the challenge.
Seatbelts, everyone!
It's definitely cringy, but you know, we embrace the cringe on this channel. Lily Blossom Bloom is a shit name, and it annoys me that Colleen Hoover, as the author, gave her character this name and then proceeds to make fun of it. It feels a bit too try-hard. It's like she anticipated that people were going to make fun of the name, which people have done, and then she's like, but it's okay because I'm making fun of it too.
Boo, you whore.
And it's like, no, don't embarrass your character, just pick a better name.
Sounds easy to me.
So far, the main character, Lily, isn't too obnoxious, which is quite nice and refreshing. I was really expecting her to be annoying. She does give a little bit manic pixie dream girl energy, but then again, don't we all?
No. Well.
Her and Ryle,
I hate it. I'm out.
I might just be Tim? I might just be Tim. I was gonna say it again, but oh my god. I might just be Team Lily, be single, kind of like in Twilight where I was like, Bella, just date Alice.
Let's go, lesbians, let's go!
One thing I will say that I've noticed is that the book does have sort of a muted charm. However, I'm not really sure what is the cause of this muted charm. I think, unfortunately, it feels like Colleen is trying a lot of things, throwing a lot of stereotypes, lots of cliches, lots of things that you expect to see kind of in fan fiction. You throw enough things at the wall, eventually something will stick. I'm very lukewarm at the moment, but I guess we'll see how I feel in a bit. Let's put the timer on. 5 hours, 27 minutes. Timer is ready to go. I'll probably give you guys hourly updates on how far I've gone and what I'm thinking so far. Ah!
Is this allowed? What the fuck? Is that allowed?
I've paused the timer. I don't read smut, but I know when it's done well and when it's done poorly, and this was ugh. Right after they were done, he said that he was now addicted to her because she's like a drug.
Like my own personal brand of heroin.
Nobody speaks like that. It's I don't know why, it's made me so very uncomfortable. I just got the ick from a fictional character. Ugh. No.
That's rough, buddy.
Let's keep going.
A little later.
Okay, so I'm about an hour into the challenge. I've read exactly 60 pages, so I'm pretty much averaging 1 page per minute. The love interest that she is currently seeing has met her mother, which they've only been seeing each other for a little while, so it's moving really quickly.
It's gonna be so bad.
I guess when you're busy individuals, things just kind of move quickly, but I definitely wouldn't feel comfortable meeting someone's mum that quickly, but good for them, I guess.
Wrong.
Very quickly after that, she encounters her first boyfriend, who we've heard about from the diary entries. I do actually think they work quite well with the tone of the book. You can definitely tell that they were written by a teenager experiencing her first love. Her character motivations make sense from everything that we read here, so it is a comprehensive story. She comes from a home that is pretty unstable, so you can tell that she does have sort of a saviour complex where she wants to be the person to help people. That seems to be a through line throughout her entire life so far. We get a lot of information from these pages, which I think, despite the fact that it's a cheap and easy tactic to get information, it works for this book. In terms of the relationships, I'm still not leaning to either guy. I think the teenage love is a lot fluffier, obviously. So it is cute and it does kind of make me go like, oh. Now that we've met him as an adult, I want to see what happens with them a lot more than I want to see what happens with the other guy. I'm not really interested in him too much.
Don't be rude.
He's not really giving much. He's only giving me the ick. There's clearly something going on there, but I'm just not really caring. In terms of the writing so far, it uses pretty straightforward language, which is good. I think it makes sense for the target audience of this book. However, in terms of tropes, it's definitely falling into fan fiction territory, where Colleen Hoover is definitely using writing tactics to make us feel sympathy for some characters, and it's exactly what you see in fan fiction. It's not innovative, it's not original, it feels cheap. It definitely evokes emotions within me, but it's manipulative writing where it's not genuine care for her characters. She is just kind of putting them in bad situations to make us feel sorry for them. So that is where I'm at right now. I've read 60 pages, an hour has gone by, and I'm gonna go take a quick toilet break. Bye!
A few moments later.
Okay, hour 2 starts now. That didn't work, let's try again. Starts now. Yay! Okay, see you in a bit.
Soon after.
Change of location. We're back in the bedroom. Welcome to my bed. My surroundings definitely match the book cover a bit better now. I'm currently on page 215 and I have 3 hours and 42 minutes left of the challenge. My criticisms remain the same. There's been more bad stuff happening to the characters and it does kind of feel like drama for drama's sake.
The tea is exceptionally good today.
But I do understand that this is probably meant to show that there is a connection with her past and that you're bound to repeat patterns in your life. So I can give that a pass and just understand that that's why it's happening. In terms of the male characters, I definitely think I prefer Atlas.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping.
I'm genuinely not too confident about her current relationship. I don't know what it is, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Well, just as I thought, trash.
I don't think they totally mesh, and I don't know if it's going to be a good relationship. I think we are seeing bits and pieces that suggest otherwise.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
I'm trying to think of positives. Don't want to be negative Nancy. Positives. Give me the positives.
I shouldn't be struggling this much actually, but... Oh, I can give you a positive.
Finally!
In terms of the diary entries, I do like the way they are progressing the story and moving it forward. I also like that as she gets more and more involved with the boy, she doesn't add as much fluff into the diary pages. It has become a lot more direct instead of it being like,
hey Ellen, this is what I did today.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned this. She addresses her diary as if Ellen DeGeneres is reading it. As we're going through the diary entries, it definitely becomes a lot more mature quite quickly. Instead of being like, hey Ellen, so this is my day, it's a lot more like, dear Ellen, this happened, this is how it made me feel. The intent is definitely clearer the further we get into her diary, which I appreciate. I definitely am still feeling lukewarm about it. The smut makes me want to tear my eyes out. It's just not sexy. And preferably you'd want the smut to be sexy, but it's just not. But yeah, that's where I'm at so far, so I shall update you in an hour. Okay, it's only been a few minutes since I last updated you, but we've made it to part 2. I'm nervous, I don't really know what to expect. Part 1 ended in quite a bittersweet tone, and I think it genuinely is the first time that the book has actually made me feel something in terms of the quality of the writing. It was well written and it was quite profound, which I really enjoyed. So if it continues like this, I am happy to continue reading. That is pretty much the only highlight I've had so far in terms of her writing. So that's why I wanted to make a point of talking about it. But here we go, part 2. Hopefully I'll get more of that, because I really enjoyed that. So fingers crossed.
Attention, I have been murdered. Attention, I have been murdered. Attention, I have been murdered.
1 hour later.
Okay, so update. I have 2.5 hours left of my challenge to complete, and I've just hit 300 pages. I do want to commend Colleen Hoover on her approach to this topic. I am aware of the fact that she also comes from a background of abuse in the household, so I do think she has handled this topic well, and she does make some very poignant points about the situation that the main character is going through, a lot of things that society thinks and expects of women when they find themselves in this situation. I, from the beginning really, kind of had a bad feeling about her current relationship, and this has just kind of affirmed that he's not a good person. It's interesting seeing her trying to create excuses for him when what he's done is inexcusable. It is quite tough to read, but I think a good thing about the execution is that it's not super graphic, which again I do think comes back to the fact that she herself has had history with these types of situations. It is quite muted, but still getting across the danger of these situations.
Later.
Finished. Before I continue the challenge with another book, I thought I'd just wrap up my thoughts on It Ends With Us. My gut feeling is telling me 3 stars. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, so it's pretty right down the middle. I'm just gonna rapid fire my feelings. So, first off, I like the ending. I think it's the exact thing that I wanted to happen, so I'm happy with that. I do like the title. I think it makes a lot more sense contextually now that I've read the book, so that's cool. Definitely some weird writing choices at times. It definitely isn't the best thing I've ever read. It definitely isn't the worst, so that's already above my expectations, basically. There was also loads of moments where the same things were said, which I suppose kind of makes sense from the character's point of view to show how confused she was and her decision, but for a reader I did feel a bit like, get on with it, don't want to keep reading the same thing over and over again.
Wow, you are boring.
But I've read it. I did it. This is the one book I never thought I'd read, and I actually read it. This challenge definitely made it easier to read because I actually had a goal. Am I happy I read it? Maybe literally because now I know what actually happens.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Okay, I've had a quick little look at all the books that I want to read. I've picked out The Familiars because I want something a bit more
magical.
So for the next hour and a half, I'm going to be reading The Familiars. This is my familiar. Oh my god, wait. I've just noticed, I don't know if you can see, this is a noose. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
Nooses, witches, I'm thinking...
Witch hunt.
Ooh, bam!
I feel completely crushed right now.
10 seconds later.
Map! Oh, one thing about me, I love a map in a book. Okay, let me quickly... I have an hour and a half to go, so I shall update you in an hour. So, I'm back. It's been an hour. I have 30 minutes left. Honestly, I'm ready for this to be over. I am tired, but I'm really enjoying The Familiars so far. I'm currently on page 62. It's definitely quite heavy. I'm definitely feeling a lot of compassion for the main character, so I do kind of just want to continue reading and seeing how her life continues. There's not much to assess at the moment because I'm only 60 pages in, but here are some things that could be interesting. She's pretty young, she keeps having miscarriages, which sucks, and because this is set in old England, she has to provide an heir to her husband.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Hopefully it won't go down the Henry VIII route where he just starts killing people because they can't give him children, but I'm not so sure. It does have a noose on the cover. Now that I've noticed the noose, I'm not gonna stop thinking about the noose. Let's see if anything happens in the next 30 minutes.
5 minutes later.
I think I was right about the witch trial.
Oh yeah, wake up, yeah, oh yeah, wake up, yeah.
We are done. Ugh, I am exhausted. Really enjoying this book so far. There's a mystery afoot, and I'm now starting to think that a lot of the people that she's trusting maybe shouldn't be trusted. I do wonder what the bigger picture is and how this is all going to interlink, because I know that's where it's going. I just don't know how it's going to happen. But I can't wait to keep reading. The writing is absolutely gorgeous, very descriptive, right up my alley. This is exactly what I enjoy reading. And it's definitely more me than It Ends With Us. I was definitely trying to be as neutral as I could be when reading It Ends With Us, so I still got some good parts out of it, you know? But this is definitely more up my lane. I'm pretty happy I did this. It's definitely something I didn't think I would be able to do. Whilst I am quite a fast reader, that does mean that I typically take more breaks. So the fact that I really just sat and read for a long period of time is a bit alien to me. I don't do it very often unless I'm really intrigued by the book. It's definitely taught me that I depend on my phone way too much. There were so many moments that I just wanted to grab my phone and I had to remind myself like and I will probably continue doing stuff like this in my own time because I definitely don't want to just sit around and doom scroll on TikTok for hours on end. This definitely felt a bit more productive than how I usually spend my days, so I'm happy about that. I would recommend you do this as well. It's definitely a fun little challenge to see if you can stay off your phone for this long. Obviously, I know 5 hours isn't that long. I'm acting like I've lost a limb. It would be interesting to see if I could do it for longer. I don't know though. It felt so weird not being on this thing for hours on end. But I had a good time, and I do think this is a fun little thing that you could do to challenge yourself. So yeah, I do recommend. I'm so glad I finally got round to reading this book, mainly just so that now I don't have to feel the pressure to read it, because it's out of the way, I've done it now. This one I've not really seen online at all. This was one I picked up from the charity shop just on vibes alone. And so far I'm really liking the vibes, so I can't wait to continue this later. Let me know if you've read either of these books and what you think of them. I'd love to hear your opinions down in the comments. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Please leave me a like if you enjoyed this video, it really does help. Subscribe if you want, and ring the bell for notifications of when I next post. Alright? Bye!